Cafe.
I want to see people see the Java logo.
Java.
Yeah.
I think we're live. Wait, can they hear us?
Are we?
Yeah.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Okay.
We
Hello,
have
everybody.
live for 11 seconds. We got 3 people watching. Good.
Oh, 3 people
4.
watching. 1, 2, and
Yeah.
3 here.
Right. Well, there's a few other.
7 now.
Yeah,
Great.
it's growing.
Welcome, guys.
Someone.
Welcome, everybody.
Hi. We're live from Devoxx UK.
UK,
Devoxx
absolutely.
UK, here in lovely London.
Yeah.
Oh, they can hear us. Okay, so it's working. Can you hear everything else behind us? Like, there's a lot of stuff happening behind us.
Yeah, the idea is that you can hear us, but not the background noise too much.
I'm using that AI that's in the Apple devices these days, like the voice isolation.
All right.
It's pretty good, but I don't know. They'll be the judge, right? Wait,
Okay.
so it's okay or no? Like, I see yes.
Thank you, Dakaria. Apparently, yeah, it's a yes.
But yes, that they can hear everything, or yes, it's okay.
I don't know. You know what? We should talk. And
let's just do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out in post production. We're not gonna finish it. I don't know how to fix that. Actually, I don't know how. Okay. Well, anyway, we're at Devoxx UK. Wonderful conference here in lovely London.
Recommend.
Very recommended. And it's the sister conference to Devoxx France, which is also a great one.
And Devoxx Belgium.
Yeah, and Devoxx Belgium and all that. And, oh yes, we can hear everything. Oh, that's pretty sad. Wait, so does that mean you can hear both of us, but not the people behind us, or you can just hear the both of us?
Well, it's important that they can hear both of us because it's well,
as long as they can hear both of us, the noise behind us.
When I say important, it's important, like in important.
Right. Like, I don't know what that means. Okay, it doesn't matter. We'll figure it out later. So we're in Devoxx UK. Lovely conference here. Have you had fun so far?
Oh yes, absolutely.
You did a talk already?
I did. I actually 2 talks. One yesterday morning and one yesterday afternoon.
Okay. So you're done.
I'm done doing talks.
And you're just here to learn and teach?
I'm just in a conference to meet people, to have technical conversation with people who want to have that.
And also with me.
Yeah.
Right. Not a technical conversation,
absolutely.
just a conversation.
Yeah.
Thank you, by the way, Zakaria. That's awesome. Yeah, so, no, sir, just both of us. That AI stuff is amazing. It's going to be big. And I believe we are in an amazing place, you and I, as Java JVM users.
Yeah.
The JVM is increasingly becoming... background noise does exist, but we can hear both of you clearly. Okay, great.
Perfect.
Fine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the feedback.
Yeah, I think you and I are in a really, really amazing moment in time. Java is increasingly, obviously becoming this natural choice, as it has always been for application workloads, but now increasingly those workloads powered by AI, right? And so obviously I'm looking at the future. I'm looking at things like the Vector API and Project Valhalla and all that stuff. That's not right now,
No, but it's getting closer and closer.
Very exciting, very exciting. And one thing that is coming very soon is Java 25.
Yeah, that's next September.
This year, 2025.
Next LTS. This is the version you will want to take, guys.
So it's Java 25 in 2025.
And I suspect that it will be the only one like that because
24
was also in 25 and 26. Well, we'll be in 26.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so that's 2 in a row, but after that it will be done because 27 will be in 26.
Yeah.
And after that it will be 27,
but
it
will
be
again.
28.
Yeah.
If you can make sense out of that.
I'm going to try. But 25 is a really big release, not just because of the numerical rhythm, but for me, I know there's a lot of other amazing features, and we'll talk about that. But one of the things I'm very much looking forward to is the compact classes, right? Which is you can have a class, just void main, and you can call io.println and write something out, or you can have top-level functions. And I just feel like that's going to be such a game changer for people to see Java in this new light. For you and me, PSVM inside of our IntelliJ or whatever, it's easy.
Technically speaking, I don't think many people are actually typing public static void main, blah, 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 all this ceremony.
It's the
teaching.
Just
generate that in IDE. But it will be much simpler. Just type void main, don't have any class declaration. The compiler figures this out for you. And that's it. And you can just write your code in that way.
I cannot wait. So that's huge for me because it's. I already write Java scripts.
Okay.
Scripts that are written in Java, right? I already do Java space main.java, which you can already do right now. You don't have to compile it or anything. Java, not with no C, right? Java, no Java C, just Java. But right now it's public class main, public static void main, string args, blah, blah. You can't just write a really quick script. at the moment, right? You can
Well,
use
you
the
still need
preview.
to create a class and everything. So yes, it's,
Yeah.
it's kind
So
of a new way when you want to write.
Yeah, I just
simple
want to write a
code.
little script to do some I/O or move some
What is
files
nice
around.
is that in the first version of this feature, you could only run Java code that was in the same source file.
Right.
Everything had to be in a single source file. And now you can actually reference other source files, other classes from the outside.
Oh,
And
so good.
yeah, you can do that with this feature. So it's a little better.
It's much better. It's an amazing feature.
But now with this classless file where you don't need to declare a class,
Right.
the Java C compiler does it for you. It's even better.
Yeah. So soon you'll be able to just have like Java lowercase m
Yeah.
dot Java, like in like a script instead of like capital M because it's a class,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, really excited about that. I know it's a silly thing, but I do a lot of scripting in my work, just even cleaning data up or moving files around or whatever, right? There's a lot of scripts that I write, and to be able to just do that in Java, which is already super fast. It's got a compiler, like Bash versus Java. I know which one I'll choose, especially modern Java with the streams and the syntax today. It's very, and var auto typing,
You have all the syntax, you can create records on the fly, you can use them wherever you want.
Super nice.
It really makes your code super simple, very expressive, very readable.
Right.
So yeah, it's a
big deal for
feature.
me. And Java 25 is LTS, yeah?
Yeah, it is.
Big release. I mean, don't let that stop you from using Java 24, by the way.
No, absolutely.
They're all supported. They're all using.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're doing no favor by staying on the older one,
And by the way, if I may, even if you're not planning to use 24 in production as a version, you can still test your application if it's compiling and if everything is running properly on 24.
Right.
Because it will actually lower the step to move to 25.
Yeah.
If you have in one go to move from 21 to 25,
Oh.
it will be actually
Should be
harder.
fine, but
It will be fine. It should
Yeah.
be fine. But it will still be harder than moving from testing in 22, then 23, then 24, fix these tiny bugs that you may have in there.
Right.
And then when 25 is there, it's just even easier to move, and you can do that within days, and
love
that's
that.
fine.
Yeah.
Actually, the 24 release was released at Java 1.
Right.
I don't know if you remember that.
I remember that. I was there.
That was last March.
March.
Okay.
We said last March, 2 months ago.
We literally released 24 in the morning, and I had a lab in the afternoon.
Right.
And I just asked the people, are people already running 24 in production?
I was.
And two hands are actually raised. People just, it took literally half a day to activate the 24 release for them in their production environment, which
Actually,
is really great.
The hardest part of my upgrade was not the Java itself. It was getting Java off of SDK man.
Oh, okay.
The GraalVM or Java releases weren't in this SDK man very quickly.
Okay.
So Java, you could download it
sure.
from Oracle, from OpenJDK, or from everything.
Yeah.
Down and install it manually. It's not hard. I used to do that all the time, right? It's Java Home and all that. It's fine. I know how to do that. Okay, don't tweet me. But still, I'm lazy now and I'm old and my fingers hurt. So I use SDK man, and it took 12 hours, whatever.
Okay.
But whatever. The point is, it was super easy. The code just worked. Nothing broke at all. Not even close.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Dr. Heinz Kabutz, just a few hours ago.
Yeah.
And he was telling me he was, he's crazy.
In the right sense.
In the good way, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's also a little he does things that normal people would not do. So he found bugs in linked blocking deck or whatever, like these very obscure collection classes, and he fixed some of them in the OpenJDK project, which were released in Java 24 and Java 25. Small stuff like that, and you think, well, so technically my code was actually better. Not only did it not break, but because it has these thousands of little changes that occur in every release, it's better, and that's all for free. I get performance.
This is the nice thing with Java, because of the promise of backward compatibility.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have any issue when you're moving from one version to the other, especially in the recent version. Back in the days between 8, 9, 10, 11, maybe it was harder to do that, but now it's not the case anymore. No. And you get all the benefits: faster JVM, faster garbage collection, better C2 compiler, just-in-time compiler, better everything. You get basically performance for free, and memory decrease. Your application will use less memory, and that's also free performance improvements.
And to me, it's important to have people on the team that care about performance and that are going to tune the application. But Oracle's going to do that for you, right? Like the Java team, the OpenJDK team will do that for you. That's free engineering resources that you don't have to worry about. Like it's a gift, the Java project.
I like to say this example, and you remember that, Josh. I'm sure of it. At some point, I can't remember exactly what version. The string class, it wraps an array, and it used to be an array of chars.
Right.
And chars in Java are 16 bits. Now it turns out that many applications you don't use you only use 8 bits out of these 16 bits. And the string class was refactored to actually wrap an array of bytes, and now it's an array of bytes.
Right.
It has been the case for several years now. But just think about in your application, just think about the number of strings of character your application is using.
Oh yeah.
You're just saving 50% memory footprint for free just by moving. You don't even need to recompile your code, right?
Well,
you just move from one version to the other, and boom, your memory will.
Well, same thing. Remember, we had 32-bit, then we moved to 64-bit.
Yeah.
Then we had really big classes that took up a lot more RAM. Then they had compact headers.
Yeah.
And squeezed it all back down again. And that's, again, I got 64-bit compatibility and efficient packing.
Yeah.
And I changed nothing.
Absolutely.
It just happened over the course of a few releases.
Yeah.
Transparent to me. I didn't even notice it in the first place.
Yeah.
But then I ran some performance on the next version. I'm like, oh, it's just better. Okay, fine. That's free. I got half my memory back, basically.
Yeah.
It's
amazing to see. I don't know if I know you're doing many talks, and I guess you ask people what version of Java are you using.
Oh yeah.
I can tell you that the number of people that already took the 21 version,
it's a lot.
It's more than half of the audience.
Oh yeah, easily.
Every time. And I remember back in the days when Java 8 was released, even after 2 years, people were still using Java 6 and were still seeing Java 8 as something to move to in the future. It was in a plan, but it was not done yet. Now people are really taking the last version, at least LTS version.
They have to.
Much faster.
I talk to people
previously.
every single one of my presentations. I make sure people are understanding, like, it's not okay to stay on Java 8, right? Java 8 ain't great. It's just not okay. So, and I, obviously it's not, Spring requires Java 17 or later, so you might as well just do Java 24 instead of 17, right? I think Jakarta EE is 17 at least,
I think it's
right?
17 plus, yes.
Anything interesting today requires Java 17 or later. And if you can get to 17, you should just go to 24 or 25 even,
Yeah.
Like there's no point in staying on. I would never stay on 17, right? So it's good. Our community is moving.
It is.
And the reason they're moving is because of the free stability improvements that are backwards compatible. But sometimes they also move for the new toys. One of the new toys that's coming in Java 25 we talked about compact classes and that implicit classes. There's this new structured concurrency stuff, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's that look like? Is that a GA thing?
It's not GA yet.
Okay.
Virtual threads were GA in 21. So if you're in 21, you can activate virtual thread in Spring. And
Spring.
I'm not going to say anything more about that because you are the one who should be talking about it.
Well, spring.threads.virtual.enabled equals true.
Yeah.
On anything Java 21 or later, but you should be using Java 24 because they fixed. It wasn't a fix. It wasn't broken per se. It just got better. They made it so that synchronization doesn't pin the thread.
So pinning is mostly a performance issue. Yeah. It's not something that will break your code. Your code will still work.
It's just it works like a regular thread instead of the virtual thread.
Exactly.
Don't do class.forename inside of a virtual thread because that's JNI. That still pins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty fast. So it's not like you're going to block your application for milliseconds if you do that.
Yeah.
But if you can avoid it, you can avoid it. But and in 25, there will be yet another fix. There's another. No, I don't think it will make it in 25. May make it in 26, but there is another pinning issue that is coming actually, which has to do with the loading of classes. When you load a class, there is a point in time where you have to initialize the class and you run all the static blocks and static initializers of your class, right? Now, this is done in a thread, and this thread, as of now, is pinned during this process. So if you have other threads that are trying to access this class, these other threads are going to be blocked on the lock, and it kind of blocks your application.
Is this like pre-main? Is this before you've even loaded the class path?
No, it doesn't have to do with main because it's more when you touch the class, either to create an instance of it or to read a constant from that class.
Right.
Okay, it's the time where the JVM decides to load the class and
memory,
run all the static initializers before anything has happened. So the fix is already there.
Wow.
It needs to be more thoroughly tested,
Sure.
and it should make it in 26. So that's in almost a year.
Free performance.
Free performance gain, free faster loading of your application. This is actually what it is about. So
And that's separate from the AOT stuff, the dash AOT that was in Java 24 and
absolutely,
later.
that's separate from that.
That stuff is, by the way, pure rocket fuel.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan. If you haven't tried this, in Java 24, you can set these, just Google dash AOT.
Yeah.
And all the different optimizations that have come in the last 10 years or 5 years since Java 11, right? Java 11 and onward, there's all these little app CDS and a bunch of other stuff. They're all under one set of flags now. And, you can take a regular app. I have a Spring app that starts in a second. It can be like 250 milliseconds now.
Yeah,
and
it's super fast.
You change nothing. You just run the program, generate the file, and then load it, and it's just free startup speed,
That's all part of a project called the Leiden project.
Yeah.
And you can find more information on the OpenJDK website, openjdk.org, and you just click on the Leiden link on that, and you will have all the details of that.
It's free, and that's GA, by the way. That's outrageous.
Yeah.
You can use that right now. You can get your programs that start in a second to start in a quarter of a second or something like that.
Yeah.
You try it yourself. I can't guarantee numbers, but Okay, so anyway, that's all startup. That's all stuff that's here today. I really wanted to talk to you about structured concurrency.
Yeah.
What is it? Why is it? What's happening?
So
how does it work?
Structured concurrency is something that you can have as soon as you have virtual threads.
Yeah.
Right. The problem currently with concurrent programming, generally speaking, is that when a task wants to actually launch several tasks, it can do so by running these tasks in an executive service or in a computable future. And this is not great. Well, this is how it has been working for years, but it's not great because when you do that, and something wrong is happening in the task you launched in another thread, and an exception is thrown, this exception will not take you to the place where your task was submitted to this executive service.
The call stack is blown up.
Exactly. It actually takes you to the place where the thread that is running your task was created. And most of the time, if not all the time, this thread was created along with your application because it's an executive service or a computable future that runs on top of executive services. And because an executive service contains platform threads and platforms are expensive, you create them as part of your application creation process.
Initialization. Even with virtual threads, if you're using a virtual thread execute?
Virtual threads, you can create them on the fly, but if they are created within this executive service, it's kind of the same. It doesn't take you in the right place in your application.
Right. Okay.
So that's a problem because if the stack trace is not the right one, then it means that to debug your application it's much harder because all you have in your log files is your stack trace, your exception and your stack trace. And if the stack trace doesn't take you where the task was submitted, it doesn't help you to fix your application. And the second problem is that it also has to do with the profiling, because you're not profiling if you want to profile, because profiling is based on the analysis of stack traces. If the stack traces are not right, then you are not profiling your application, you're actually profiling your framework, which is not what you want.
No.
Right? So the idea of structured concurrency is to give you an API that say, okay, I've got this task, and at some point this guy needs to make a bunch of requests on the database, REST services, this kind of thing, right? You're going to create an object that looks like an executive service, but it's not. It's another object called a structured task scope, and you're going to submit tasks in this structured task scope object. And this structured task scope object is going to create virtual threads for you on the fly. Creating virtual thread is cheap, so it's okay. And will run your tasks within that virtual thread. And the nice thing is that if one of these tasks crashes and there's an exception, this exception will take you where the structured task scope was created. That is where you submitted your task.
So it's like a function hop. It's like a function dispatch instead of
exactly
completely different stack.
Exactly. You have the right stack, and it takes you to the right place in your code. You know where you created your lambda, the lambda that is doing
the runnable
stuff. Yeah, exactly. You're runnable, you're credible, and it takes you where you submitted it. So you have all the information you need. I'm sorry, but as a developer, Josh, and I know you've written a lot of code in your life.
Oh yeah, especially concurrent code, which is the worst kind of code to debug.
Absolutely. We all love to fix concurrent code.
No, that's you. That's why he's only 35. Look at that hair. That's all from the concurrent bugs.
What did you say? Only
35. That's
35.
the gray hair because of the bugs.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm kidding. Je plaisante. No,
Okay.
I
So yeah, that's a huge improvement. And plus, it also means that in your code, when you read your code, you just write your code as you see fit, right? At some point, you need to launch 10 requests on 10 different servers. This is what is written in your code. You don't have to submit that to some
Right.
stupid computable future anymore.
Right.
You just write it in an imperative way. You have a for loop, you write your for loop. You have a if statement, you write your if statement, and that's it.
So
You don't need to-
this reminds. So when we added virtual threads to the JVM,
Yeah,
people compared it to as async await, and in the beginning, my thinking was, I was wrong, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
My thinking was that we are only delivering like the async await or suspend in other languages is a way to, in a blocking fashion, handle anything that will block or take time, right? And that includes executing a thread.
Yeah.
And then I realized, okay, actually, the virtual threads are they really come into handy when it comes to I/O.
Yeah.
And that's what 99% of the use cases are.
Yeah.
And that feels like a synchronous operation now, right? I can do
absolutely.
input stream.read and not pay the cost complexity wise of asynchronous programming anymore.
Yeah.
Right? If I don't have to use a non-blocking NIO, and yet I still get the benefits of non-blocking NIO. So I thought that was already really, really, really good.
Yeah.
I thought, yes, it's not, I don't have the ability to say, invoke this completable future,
Mm-hmm.
and then let me sit here on this line and wait for the response,
Yeah.
and have that suspend like I can in these other languages. But I don't care because most people aren't launching threads. Most people are just doing I/O in
Yeah.
a web server or something like that, and
Yeah.
that use case just became a lot easier. It sounds like what you're saying is we'll have that last piece, which is
Yeah.
less important but still very nice
Yeah.
sometimes, which is I can write code that feels imperative, but behind the scenes it's suspending.
Yes, exactly.
Naturally.
Well, the suspending nature of the code is delegated to the virtual thread API.
Sure, which already
virtual
exists.
threads are an API, right? It's
Yeah.
an API. There are also JVM features.
Continuations underneath. And all
yeah,
that.
exactly. The continuation is itself a Java object.
Right.
So it's also part of the API. It's hidden, but it's there.
But it just feels easier to it feels like calling a function now as opposed to
exactly.
just launching. When you do an executor service, you're doing multi-threaded programming, right? I don't want to think I'm doing, every time I do multi-threaded programming, I think I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Because ideally, I should not be taking my life in my hands
Yeah.
by writing multi-threaded code. I always say there's only one person who knows how to truly write a safe multi-threaded Java program, and it's not you. I don't know who it is. It's not you, right? It's not me either. Maybe it's Brian.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just don't want to.
Concurrency is hard. That's
It's super
for sure.
hard. I want
That's for
as
sure.
much safety as I can. So a
Yeah.
framework like that,
Yeah, absolutely.
perfect.
Plus, when you have when your tasks, so your runnable and callable and everything are running in a structured concurrency environment.
Yeah.
And this task itself is also launching several tasks in parallel in another structured concurrency environment.
Right.
There is a structured
call graph.
concurrency stuff that is actually spawning children and more children and more children. And because it's auto-closable, when you close one, all the children are actually closed at the same time, right? And all the virtual threads that were running are suspended, executed, everything is cleaned up for you.
What if they haven't finished? The child's
Well, you can have different strategies.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so you can choose your strategy. If you don't need the result, you just kill the task and that's it.
right.
That was not the case in executive services. An executive service is auto-closable, but because it actually shares the life cycle of your application, you actually never close it, right? So if you have a thread that is loose, that is still running the task and the start never ends for some reasons, and unfortunately there are patterns where this thing could happen.
Right.
Well, this cannot happen anymore with the structured concurrency pattern. Because at the end of the day, you close it and it cleans up everything, and you don't have any loose threads anymore.
Sign me up. Where can I get this? So it's not going to be GA in 25.
So it's not GA. It's,
but we've had this as a preview feature for a number of years now.
We had it as a preview feature for, I think, 2 years or something. But there is a new version in 25 with a new approach, new strategies.
Different APIs?
The API is slightly different.
Okay.
You don't create your structured task scope object in the same way. Now you have a factory method and it became an interface. And there are differences. There's also this joiner object to actually implement your own strategy. suppose you have the example I like to take is that you are building a page, and on that page you have the prices of travels, and you want to travel to, let's say, Paris, for instance.
Ah, yes.
Great place.
Allons-y, huh?
And you also have the weather forecast. But as a travel agency, you want to show the price of the travel. The weather forecast is just a nice to have information.
Yeah.
So once you have the price you want, you can check. Oh, is the weather forecast there?
Right.
If it's there, you take it. If it's not, just kill everything and just display this. This kind of non-trivial strategies, I would say,
Yeah.
it's very easy to implement.
Scatter, gather, service
Yeah.
orchestration. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Huge win. Quality
can
of life.
actually do that.
Are they going to take another 2 years to validate this new approach, or will we have to?
Okay.
like-
there's no hidden agenda, no
Oh, I know.
hidden roadmap in the OpenJDK, and the only valid answer is we don't know.
I know, but so my understanding is usually when they have a new thing, there's like 4 cycles or whatever, 2 years of cycles. So for example, what happened? Whatever, the compact classes actually that took from 0 to finished. It's like 4 releases, you know.
Yeah.
But because this is a new thing, is it considered a brand new restart, or is it just an evolution of an existing thing?
It's an evolution of the existing
Okay,
thing.
so maybe
take
it might be next year,
use
maybe
it,
next.
play with it, provide feedback.
Yeah.
Comments. Oh, I wish it would do that. Just post that. If you have questions, post your questions. All the people on the mailing list are super nice people.
Yeah, they are.
So just talk to them, bring your feedback, and you will get answers, and everything will be great.
I mean, that's the more people that do this, the more people that provide feedback,
Yeah.
the faster we get it in our hands as a GA
Absolutely,
thing,
and the
right?
better the API will
And
be.
the better it will be as a result. So it's in our
absolutely.
interests. We do a little work now; they'll do a lot of work for us later.
That's all the gist of having preview features, right?
Yeah.
You download the regular JDK, you have the features in it, you activate it, you play with them, provide feedback, and we go
Another
from there.
reason why you should be upgrading, right? It's a two-way street. You upgrade so you can try out the new toys.
Well, yeah, you can also do that in your IDE without
Right.
upgrading your production environment.
Right. Yeah. Although you should be updating your production environment to
Yes.
the latest GA version. I won't. If you. We can still be friends, but I won't trust you if you're still in Java 8 for much longer, right? Java 24 is.
Okay, it's a joke, but sometimes people are actually locked in Java
I
8
know.
because they're using
Why?
dependencies. They can't get rid of them.
That's
We
it.
get that, but
Java 24 is here. Java 24 is 3 times greater than Java 8. Okay, that's just math.
how did you do the math? You just divided 24 by 8.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's a fact. Scientifically, that's true. It's that much better. 300%. You know.
Okay.
So
You need to trust this guy.
right, yeah, exactly. I can use a calculator. So anyway, Jose,
We have questions, I think.
do we have questions?
I think we do.
Java
Are there
25,
questions or
is
just come? Is some replacement for Kotlin social concurrency? I don't know. The Kotlin, that's a question for you.
I think it kind of gives you some of the benefits, but again, in Kotlin you have suspend functions,
Okay.
so it's kind of like async await. So I think what they wanted from suspend functions was non-blocking I/O, which we already got in 21, and then the extra benefit in Kotlin is that you have, like I say, anything that is asynchronous can be awaited,
Okay.
right? And so it feels like we're going to get some of that, right? Because
Okay.
you have call stack unification and all that stuff. We're going to have that in this. So it's most of it. It's not quite the same grammar syntax, but the effect of it will be, I think.
All right.
We got some spam in here. No, thank you. We got this one. Very nice message.
Just
Thanks.
got there. Great to hear Jose talk. Thank you, Raymond. His thoughts on YouTube. Great. Oh, bro. Thank you, Raymond.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of your shorts.
Oh, thank you.
You are Professor José Paumard.
Yeah.
From the University of.
Technically speaking, I'm still because I just suspended and it could come again. Yeah.
Were you suspended?
Yeah. Well, no.
Paused?
I paused
Yeah.
my work at the university,
Oh, okay.
but I could retake it. if
It's
I want.
it's a co-routine. It could return. Yeah. Okay.
Do we have other?
So you're Professor Emeritus.
No, emeritus means that you retired,
Oh, for good.
but for good,
Yeah.
but that you can still work.
Okay.
At least in France, this is what it means.
Yeah.
Here, I'm I'm not going into the technical details.
Okay.
I just put that on pause, and I could unpause it if I want
Sure, but you were a professor for years and years and years, and
until I die,
I mean, but
which could happen tomorrow. By the
No.
way, who knows?
hey, no. We have so popular something. No, okay.
Kidding,
So,
that's okay.
okay, Professor. Where was he? Where were you a professor?
There's a number of universities in Paris,
Yeah.
and the university used to work in is called Paris 13. It changed its name for Sorbonne Paris Nord.
Oh,
So,
Sorbonne.
Yeah.
Now Sorbonne.
So it kind of merged. The administration of the universities merged with the Sorbonne University.
Sorbonne is like one of the best universities on the planet. It's not just France; it's on the planet. Yeah, amazing.
Beautiful historical
Beautiful, right?
buildings in the center of Paris.
Yeah.
If you come across Paris and you walk in front of the Sorbonne.
And the Quartier Latin, the
Yes,
beautiful
absolutely.
area. Just
Beautiful area.
very good.
South of the river, south of Notre Dame.
Right. Well, yeah, that old thing. Yeah, just
Yeah. This is like
so beautiful.
It's like 10 minutes
I know.
walk from Notre Dame.
And there's a million bookstores. I'm dreaming of
Yes,
France.
you're right. You're right.
Okay, so I know you as a professor, and also from your amazing YouTube presence. You have a Java Cafe.
Jeb Cafe.
Jeb Cafe, right?
Yeah.
And it's like every week sometimes. Most of the time it's every week, but there's sometimes you take a little break.
Jeb Cafe, yes. There were not that many Jeb Cafes in the past.
Yeah.
But there are 2 shorts every week.
Yeah. So there's always all sorts of good stuff. I see you all the time. And that's on the official @Java.
Yeah,
YouTube.com.
absolutely. YouTube.com/Java. And you have all the content, by the way, that the Java developer advocates are publishing. I'm not the only one who's publishing.
I know, but you're the only
stuff.
one who teaches people things in the same time as they drink a cup of coffee.
Oh, okay.
I love that.
Okay.
Yeah, like I love it. I'm a big fan.
I have coffee here.
Yeah. I had too much, so I'm just drinking water. This is not urine; it's a yellow bottle. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It is water.
Yeah.
I can tell that.
Are you on the internet?
What do you mean?
Do you want to be found, and where can people find you?
Oh, people can find me on Twitter. There is a José Paumard account on Twitter, but I don't use it anymore. So if you see some interaction with it, it's probably not me anymore. So be careful with that. I moved to Blue Sky. Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
awesome.
José Paumard on Blue Sky, you'll find me easily. Same on LinkedIn. You can also José Paumard on LinkedIn, and this is where I sit. I'm not a super active social person, but when I publish stuff, I usually put the links on my Blue Sky account. And you can also check my GitHub account. I know you're a great GitHub fan.
Yeah.
The GitHub account of this guy is great. If you don't know that, you definitely need to check it out.
Too much nonsense. Yeah, just too much.
Yes, but this is where the information is coming from.
Yeah.
Innovation is coming from
you.
chaos, right?
Yeah.
Not from properly. That's a production environment.
Do you do this? Do you have a separate scratch pad? I have github.com Josh Long, then github.com Josh Long -attic.
Oh, okay.
Right? And the attic, because I'm sure you, right? I create 1,000 sample applications to try something out, little sprints.
Yeah.
I have an idea. Maybe it's a bad idea. I try it over here.
Okay.
If it's good, I throw it on GitHub.
All right.
But I'm not going to use it again. It's just I got to keep it there to remember or show it to somebody. Whatever.
Unfortunately, I only have one GitHub account, github.com/José Paumard.
Okay.
And
that's where I would go.
Especially in conferences, we've been doing labs with the guys these past year. So if you want to know more about structured concurrency, there's a lab about that, which is, by the way, up to date with the 25 version. If you want a data-oriented programming, for instance, we also have an extensive lab about that, so you can check that out. Maybe you find some interest in that.
Incredible. Merci, Professor.
Merci, Monsieur Josh.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks a lot. I'll see you.